'Tis impossible to be sure of anything but death and taxes has never been such a true statement. First heard in a farce written by playwright Christopher Bullock, taxi is a cost history in almost every aspect. Take for example the poll tax, the window tax, and this video's targeted subject, the beard tax. Yet there has existed a time when hair that literally grows on your face carried a tax. Don't worry, you're not going mad. Qxir has not changed his voice to a Brit. Instead, this is a crossover. And he's busy on my channel, Plainly Difficult, narrating a video about the Eel riot. Anyway, back to why you clicked on this video in the first place. History about a bizarre method of taxation. There have been a few taxes on facial hair over history, for example Henry VIII's soiree into charging for follicles, but we will be focusing on Peter the Great's implementation in 18th century Russia, mainly due to this rather humorous beard token. There goes my afternoon looking for one on eBay. Our story starts with a disguised Tsar in 1697. At this point in Russian history, the country was in dire need of modernisation, as European nation states such as Britain and Holland set sail to explore, colonise and exploit the world. As all great leaders should, Peter conducted some market research in the form of the Grand Embassy. Basically a load of ambassadors on tour around Europe looking for potential allies. Travelling under the pseudonym Sergeant Peter Mikolov, Peter was able to experience the West firsthand without all the fluff of a royal visit. On his travels, Peter managed to get work experience in the shipyards of Holland and Britain, as well as visit factories, schools and museums. In 1698, Peter returned back to Russia and, inspired from his gap year, he set about widespread reforms to put the country on track to becoming a superpower. Many of his sweeping reforms were understandable, changing the calendar and language to be more compatible with the West, as well as modernising the army, which were all pretty good ideas. However, strangely, Peter took one other thing from his tour, that Russians had too much of the facial stuff. In order to modernise, apparently the big Russian beard had to go, starting with his own revealed in front of startled guests at a reception held in his honour. The thinking was, most people in Europe shaved, so because of that they were more modern? Strange logic, I know, but the new law did not go down too well with the Russian public, who due to the strict Orthodox Church, saw going beardless as blasphemous. Due to the resistance from the public, Peter would eventually relax the rules with the anti-beard law and instead used the lack of interest in shaving as a way to raise funds through the beard tax. I know it took us a while to get here, but with all things, context is key. The tax used a form of means testing for the amount of money a person had to pay. Government workers and military officials would charge 60 rubles per year. Wealthy merchants had to pay as much as 100 rubles. Muscovites had to pay 30 per year, and peasants had to pay 2.5 kopecks any time they went into a city. In exchange for the charge, the beard holder would receive a token to prove they had paid the tax. Each year a new one would be minted, with the year it was valid from on one side, and on the other it would have the lovely beard logo and the words money paid. To enforce the new tax, Peter gave the police special powers to forcibly shave anyone who refused to pay, or couldn't show the correct token. The tax would run until 1772, nearly 50 years after Peter's death. Although the tax was a strange way to modernise a country, many of the other non-mad reforms actually improved the country and laid the groundwork for Russia becoming a world power. So essentially, Vladimir Putin should be thankful for the beard tax of the 1700s. Kinda. I'd like to thank Qxir for letting me hijack his channel for this video. I hope you enjoyed my voice. If you're in need of the dulcet tones of an Irishman, check out Qxir's video on my channel about the Eel riot. And whilst you're there, maybe stay a while and check out some of my other videos on strange history. And all that's left to say is thank you for watching.